Okay, this is a bonus versus. This is Martian Manhunter John Jones versus Norrin the Silver Surfer. Now, I actually read through the majority of the 11 pages on Comic Vine about what people thought going back and forth. The majority of people do put this on Surfer. Some people say it's a straight curb stomp. Other people say Surfer takes it, but it's not going to be a super easy victory. Went to the Yahoo's answer page, and there are people who, again, it's Surfer, with one person being like, dude, Martian Manhunter turns intangible, uses telepathy, done. So, those people said, what if it's morale's off, morale's on? Ironically, if these two were to fight, it's very much like if Silver Surfer fought Superman. They're both undeniably dark, brooding individuals. I've often thought, Silver Surfer by himself would make a phenomenal movie. Should bring in lots of the teen girls. He's dark, he's brooding, he's sparkly. It seems to be what women go for. Throw in a female who can't act, and you've pretty much got a series that can at least go, 6, 7 movies? Now, when I do these sorts of things, I try to look at it from 9 independent criteria. So it's not going to be one of those, Silver Surfer can arrange matter, win. Or, Martian Manhunter can turn intangible, use telepathy, win. I don't like those, here's a one-shot victory. They're normally poorly constructed, and it tends to be very fanboyish. It's almost like saying, Hulk has infinite anger equals infinite strength means he defeats everybody. His fury being tied to strength, durability, and his healing factor. So before I digress too farther, others from intelligence, fighting ability, strength, speed, durability, this is your how fast you can recover, invulnerability, energy projection, this is your raw energy output, versatility, and X factor, whatever has been covered in the previous ones. So we'll go first with intelligence. This one goes to Silver Surfer based upon the fact that he does have cosmic awareness. Some people don't use it, other people do use it. He does have a high degree of cosmic awareness, therefore allowing him to get in contact and know almost everything going on at any given point in time, anywhere in the universe. He was also a scientific genius. So you've got the genius aspect before he became Silver Surfer, the undeniable amount of information he has gained over his time as Silver Surfer, versus John Jones, who again, genius intellect. So you have genius versus genius, but then you also have someone who spent the majority of his life not needing to sleep, pretty much exploring the universe. So I will have to give the intelligence edge to Silver Surfer. Fighting ability. This one I'm going to give to John Jones, probably because he tends to do a lot more physical combat. Silver Surfer, he's had times where he has fought somebody like Scar, he has fought Thor, he has fought Beta Ray Bill, but a lot of what he ends up doing is Silver Surfer by himself has enough tools, he normally doesn't come to an overall physical confrontation, where in the DC universe there's a lot more punching, there's a lot more physical combat, strength. This I'm going to give to Martian Manhunter only because he is every bit the match, if not slightly stronger than Superman, and he's been shown that pretty consistently. Silver Surfer has the ability to increase his strength to a near unlimited level, but in the past he has been shown having some level of issues taking on people like Thor and Beta Ray Bill. So I've got somebody who is pretty much a match to someone like Thor, Thor being every bit the equal of Superman, if not stronger, versus somebody who is the equal to, if not stronger than Superman. So that's more of the slight inconsistencies when it comes to the our strength outputs that we see from Silver Surfer. Speed, this is Silver Surfer, flat out. If I have to again point to that panel in the Infinity Gauntlet, where Surfer is just far enough away that Thanos, while wielding the Infinity Gauntlet, can't quite make out where he's at, he then travels light years in seconds. He does miss the gauntlet, but still he travels light years in seconds. And there's also shown, him having the ability to pretty much disable a whole armada before they even knew he was there. As well as travel quadrillion miles in about an hour. So he's pretty much gone from one universe to the other relatively quickly without having to go into his hyper-dimension that he can get access to. Durability. How fast can you recover? This one, I'm giving this one to the Martian Manhunter, predominantly because, based upon his Martian physiology, he recovers ridiculously quickly. Silver Surfer, technically, he takes some time to recover. He can recover from virtually anything. But there's still enough of a lag time in his recovery period which you don't tend to see in Martian Manhunter. Invulnerability. This is Silver Surfer. This is Silver Surfer in spades. His body is essentially energy with a coating on the outside that is cosmically enhanced and controlled silver molecular particles. So he is pretty much covered in cosmic energy shielding versus somebody who's been stabbed. I mean, the shielding Silver Surfer has on his body is some of the most indestructible things composites anywhere in the known comic book universe. Energy projection. This is your raw energy output. I know Martian Manhunter's got concussive blasting come from his eyes that have occasionally done different things along the lines of light disintegration. And he's done some really impressive things when it comes to all of his other, from his Martian vision, all the concussive force things he can do. I also look at his telekinesis as well as the telepathy. He's got a lot of tools that he brings to the table. Silver Surfer can blow a hole on a planet. Easily. I mean, Silver Surfer has shown the ability to pretty much destroy it. He can destroy planets. He can do it easily. Even without being tired. I have to look at someone who's, really powerful in a one-on-one, but he doesn't. I haven't read anything where Martian Manhunter has easily destroyed a planet. So, raw energy output, that is every bit Silver Surfer. Now we're looking at versatility. This one, when we get a Silver Surfer, now I have to get into the details of this one. I'm well aware that Martian Manhunter has beautiful levels of telepathy, fantastic telekinesis. He has great overall molecular control over his body. He's got a lot of fantastic tools at his disposal. Silver Surfer has genetically evolved the whole planet. That's pretty impressive. That is a ridiculously impressive feat. You may also say, wait. Martian Manhunter can also turn intangible. Well, Silver Surfer has phase shifted through things. He's phase shifted into other universes. He's phase shifted into the microverse. So again, he's got a similar ability when it comes to phasing. You might say, but with Martian Manhunter's ability to control its molecular level, that kind of removes the fact that Silver Surfer can control things at a molecular level. Ironically, Silver Surfer has mentioned while he was running past a section of organ harvesters that he could disassociate them at the electron level. So he's looking at destroying the subatomic particles of an individual. If you can dissociate somebody at the electron level, I don't care how well of molecular control you have over your own individual body, if he's breaking apart the molecules, he's breaking apart the subatomic components. He's breaking apart subatomic particles. He's got a much higher degree of doing some of these things. In the prelude to the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos took Silver Surfer to a planet. Just a random planet. He's like, look, this planet's perfectly happy, everything's great. He then told him later, that random planet we went to, guess what? You had microorganisms on your body that killed everyone there. They now have rampant famine and disease. It was a random planet. Silver Surfer had to go back there and genetically enhance an individual who would then, every person he went into contact with, would grant them immunity to the disease that he brought with him. So you look at somebody who essentially can do everything except for bring back the dead. That is where his powers stop. He can't bring back the dead. I mean, energy manipulation, matter manipulation, down to the electron level. That is powerful. He can create black holes of any size and control them. If it comes to a level of versatility, I think the fact that you can do virtually anything up into and including evolving a whole planet, destroying a planet, opening a black hole, disassociating matter at the electron level, that is undeniably powerful. So if you think right now, we are 3-5. This is Surfer's ball game. Next on the X factor. What is that one thing really have it considered, and how that would directly impact the way things are going to go in this fight? But that one's actually going to go with the Martian Manhunter. So I'm going to a 4-5. Silver Surfer is going to win more often than not, but Martian Manhunter does have enough tools to make this fight slightly even, with a few things that might potentially allow him to get an occasional one-off victory. Now, like a 5-4, if they were to fight like 100 times, we're looking at 65-70% of the time, the person with the 5 is going to win. If it be 6-3, it'd be a much wider margin. So what ability is really truly going to give Martian Manhunter the overall edge at this? They're both essentially pacifists. The advantage that Martian Manhunter is going to actually kind of have is he's used to fighting certain individuals. And while Silver Surfer does have a pretty good degree of telepathy protection, he's taken on probably the best telepath. I mean, I will put Martian Manhunter every bit the level of Moondragon with the Mind Gem, probably a little bit higher. I mean, he is probably the most powerful telepath in the DC universe. If he wants to really actually, use it to his full advantage. And I think that's going to be the trick that he's going to have at his disposal. He's going to need to first turn intangible, and really quickly. He's going to have to be like, okay, this guy is really powerful. He might take a couple of shots, and he's going to be on the defensive. He might get in a couple of hits first on Silver Surfer, very much like Cyborg Superman did, but once Surfer realizes, okay, this person, there's no kid gloves. He's going to need to end up doing a couple of attacks. In the process of doing that, you're going to see Martian Manhunter probably go, ooh, I'm going to see if I can read his mind. If I can read his mind, it's going to take him a little while to get through it, but he's going to work the mental defenses while trying to not get destroyed by Silver Surfer. If he can find out enough of his background, he might be able to use it to his advantage. That is going to be his saving grace. However, at the same time, while he's fighting through Silver Surfer's mental defenses, if at any point in time Surfer's like, I have a feeling this guy's going to defeat me on essentially on more of the mental plane sort of things in the telepathy sort of range, he might go for the kill shot, disassociate him on an electron level. He's probably going to go, oh, okay, he's intangible, he's doing telepathy, cosmic awareness, I know where he's at, black hole. So Martian Manhunter will have to be on the defensive, because I picture him probably getting a couple of shots in first, then going on heavy defensive and having his telepathy in order to get any sort of edge. But he's going to have to do that before Silver Surfer puts up enough of defense, or just flat out destroys him. So I give Silver Surfer a definite edge in this fight. I do think it is relatively close, just because of how powerful Martian Manhunter is from a telepathic standpoint, and different tools that he brings to the table. He brings a lot. Surfer brings more. Fighting someone like Martian Manhunter is going to be a very unique challenge for someone like Silver Surfer. But knowing that Silver Surfer has defeated Celestials and they're primordial gods, so he's defeated some powerful individuals. Sure, when he defeated the gods, he essentially was tossed into it as kind of a nexus of like antimatter energy, which he then used to defeat the two gods, because it has the ability to essentially absorb and use energy. The telepathy and the intangibility is going to make for an interesting combat between these two, but I do think that at the end of the day, Silver Surfer is going to take the vast majority of these fights.